Well, my crafty friends, and here we are again. Another video for you that I've done, and this is it. Now, yeah, I've gone to the shape that I used in my last video, and it's one of those things where you think, I mean, I've had these dies for years. I mean, they're spellbinders, and yeah, I've had them for years, and I've just got back into using them again because I think it's a really lovely shape. Now, I've done this one. I'm not going to show you how to cut it because I did that in the last video, I think, and it's fairly straightforward. But what I'm going to do with the one I'm going to show you today, I mean, this is straightforward. It's basically what I'm going to show you is how to do in the background, stamping, and if you can see the butterfly, it's kind of metallic and sparkly, so I'm going to show you how to do that. And it's just the background I liked, so I'm just going to show you how to do this, but I'm going to show you how also to make it into an easel card, so using this shape. So if you've got similar shapes, similar dies with a similar shape or slightly different, then you can adapt it and do it with the shape that you have got or the dies that you have got. So okay, and I have done some preparation, so I've got all my bits cut out here. So I've got let me show you the dies because that would be easier. I have got them here. So let me just, sorry, I just knocked you. So let me just go through. It's probably the same as what I did last time. Right, so the main card blank is this one. So it's like the second one in. So yeah, it's, let me just get that one out. Is it that one? Nope, I lied. It's the third one in. So it's the third one in. So that is your die, and that is what I did, the card blank. So that is going to be your card blank. So, and then I'd cut that in a single piece of card. So exactly the same. So that would be our easel bit. So when we fold it and score it, that is what we're going to use. And then we come down to this one, which I think is going to be this one. And yeah, there we go. And that is what we're actually going to color, stamp, and do all sorts of nice grungy things on. So so yeah, so I have done all the die cutting for you, so it's will save a bit of time, so I can safely put this all away and not worry about it. And that is just my heat gun I've just knocked. So let's get this out of the way so I give me a bit more room, and I can put this back in its folder. And this is the way I kind of store my dies now in actually I'll do that later. I'll fluff around with it, faff around with it now. I'm gonna do that later. Right, okay, so basically what we need to start with is our bit here. So I've got all my distress inks out, and I'm using the normal distress inks, the original distress inks. Not, you can use the oxides if you so desire. That's absolutely fine. So yeah, if you want to go down the oxide route, then go down the oxides. So I've got bits and pieces that I've got here, and I've got my spray mister. I did get that out, I remember that. I've also got some water-based color markers, and over here I've got my waterproof ink pads, the VersaFines, and Wink of Stella brush, which is kind of a sparkly finish. That's basically it, really. There's nothing to bad about this is it's just a technique that I kind of liked and I've been doing for years, and it's just getting, and it's no particular way of putting the ink down, because we're gonna keep lightening. Oh yeah, a bit of kitchen towel, so that, and so yeah, it's just getting ink down, and so it's I quite liked it. So I think that's, yeah, let's just sort my brushes out because I don't want to contaminate them, obviously. So yeah, so let's get some ink down. So I'm just gonna, there's nothing, I'm just gonna, now this will take a while, so I'm just gonna dab the ink down onto the card. This is also a nice technique for those of you who aren't comfortable with doing backgrounds, or not unsure of doing backgrounds. You might have, oh, I don't know, right, let me get your thoughts together. Right, that's crossed olive, that's the green I'm using, and I'm using ode paper, and then I have got brushed corduroy. Now obviously if you have got the full set of oxides and distressing colors, you can obviously adapt it to whatever colors you want or like. I mean, if you want to go for the pinks and the purples, hey, go for it. And if you like, if you're more of a blue and purple, then hey, you know, at the end of the day, it's going to be your card, your design, your colors. So it's down to you what colors you want. I mean, I favor a lot of times the browns and the like the grungy and the grays. So this a bit of taking me out of my comfort zone a little bit. So once you get a bit of color down, and I'm just going to dive in now with a bit of the brush corduroy, we're going to keep lightening it, and all this is just building up layers. If I mean, that's all we're doing, is just building up layers, getting the ink down, and then I don't know whereabouts you are, but here over in England, twice this week we've had temperatures, record temperatures broken. It has been so hot, it's been up to like nearly 40 degrees. So it's like been mega hot. So I've sprayed it with water, and I'm just going to go over with my kitchen towel and lift that off. And as you can see, it's lightened it and it's diffused a lot of the colors, which is exactly what I wanted, because we don't always want things to be quite dark or vibrant all the time. Subdued colors is good. So I'm just going to repeat the same process with this and just keep adding color. And I think I've just used the wrong brush. Well, I'll wash that out. I think that was, yeah, just be careful of that, because if I went that into the ode, if I went that in with the ode paper, it will contaminate the ink pad. So that's why I like to use different brushes for different ink pads. It's just, that's why I've got some spare ones. So again, just going in with the ode paper now, which is a nice subtle color. So we can put that a bit there, and then can go in with the brush corduroy, put a bit more of that down. So just keep doing this. At the end, again, at the end of the day, it's going to be your design, your card. I'm just giving you, hopefully, inspiration, ideas of what you can do with various products or stuff you've got in your stash. So it's just, you know, I like sharing things and I like passing ideas on to people, and I hope this is what happens, you know, with me doing these, and it will give you inspiration, and hopefully you'll be able to take it away and think, yeah, I can do that, I've got this, I've got that. So okay, so I've obviously, you saw me spray it, and I'm just lifting the ink off again, and it's again made it still light. So what I'm going to do is just quickly go in with my heat gun and just dry this off a little bit before it gets too saturated. And just looking for my little tool here. And again, it's one of those things where every time you do it, it will change. You will get a different look. So let me just point something out to you. This is the lovely thing about Distress Inks. Even though I've used 3 different colours, I've got a brown, a beige and a crushed olive. You can see, I hope, it looks like a blue. So, I mean, that's the nice thing about the Distress, because you will get slightly different colours emerging. So I think I've got enough green on this actually already, so I'm not going to go any more with that, but I'm going to go in with more of the ode paper, just because I like it. It's to me, it's a very underrated colour, but it's also really nice. It's quite a nice colour. It's very subtle, and it would go with a lot of things, a lot of other colours, because it's kind of a neutral colour. So that's why I got this out. I just got 3 random colours, and that's the other thing you can do. You get to pick out 3 colours that you don't normally use, you know, and just do something like this, and you'll be surprised at what happens and what you come up with. So let me just put a bit more of this brush corduroy on. So as you can see, we've gradually covered our card, and we've got a nice background going on now. So that can go there, and again we can give this another spray. And if you want, you could just leave it for a minute and then take off the excess water. And I'm just going to spray. And again, it doesn't matter if the colours mix in with one another, because that will again give it a bit more texture. And oh yeah, that's much better. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. So I'm going to leave it like that now, and I'm going to give this another quick dry. So we need to dry this. So I'm going to leave it like that, give it a flatten, and I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to leave that exactly like that. So, okay, let's do some stamping. So I'm put all these away because we have finished with these, and we want them, and we can wash those off later. And let's get these two out. So that will go with that, that will go with that. Oops. We need some stamps. Let me just put those. Cool. Right, okay. So we have got our wonderful background that we have just created with our inks and a nice shape, and we're just going to do some stamping. Now I've taken the stamps from Simply Cards and Simply Cards and Papercraft, and this is issue 284, and it comes with an A4 sheet of, if I can just, there we go. Yep, so we got an A4 sheet of stamps by Indigo Blue, and yeah, so that's what I've used, and they've got some nice sentiments on this. Thankful for you. Life is the flower for which love is the honey, and that's what I used on this card. Now, the idea behind this card as well is you can use it as a thinking of you card. It's a very neutral, to me it's a very neutral card. It doesn't, because of the stamping and the background, it doesn't convey a specific message, which is what I wanted as well. So it could be a thank you card, thinking of you card, a sympathy card if you like as well. Often we do get asked to make sympathy cards, so yeah, it'd be perfectly acceptable as a sympathy card. I think it's just plain straightforward card. So yeah, so we've got loads of sentiments on here. Let your dreams take flight, let your dreams be your wings, and your heart be your guide. Just because if you truly love nature, you will find beauty everywhere. Thankful for you. So it can be a thank you card as well. So okay, so let me get just reach over and get my stamping platform, and I'm going to put this down on my stamping platform, and I'm going to basically use the same stamps that I used before, because I know they fit. So okay, so I'm going to use that one, and I'm going to use the Victor Hugo quote again. Was it Victor Hugo that wrote Les Miserables? I think that's Victor Hugo. Okay, so I'm going to lay my kind of quirky butterfly down and lift it back up. Of course, make sure you have got your stamping platform on the clear down here, so it's the right way around for clear stamps. Obviously we need to make sure of that. But actually, why don't I do the two together? Save a bit of time, won't it? So yeah, I can live with that. No, I'm not. No, I'm going to stamp it first. Do what I did originally. So, black VersaFine, and because it's a waterproof ink pad, so I'm going to bring this over. Down it goes. and just give it a press, just give it a moment or two for that ink to make contact with the card, and there we go, we got a perfect image. So we can give that a quick wipe. So as many of you know, get into the habit of cleaning your stamps and put that back onto its carrier sheet. This cool, there's that. And then we can go in with our, and make sure you've got it the right way up. Yeah, I think I'm going to be happy with that. So again, we can bring our stamping platform back over and we can ink this up. Again, very light tapping all over the stamp. And then we can bring that back over. Bring that back down. Sorry, I thought that was a black ink mark then for a minute, and it wasn't, it was something else. So, and then we have got our basics, and there's of a card topper, and that's or now you can obviously just leave it like that and not do any colouring, but we are going to do some colouring. We are going to just, I want to bring out the butterfly. That's the crucial thing for me. So that's what we're going to do next. We just give this a little polish, clean, and we can put our stamping platform away. We are finished with that. And then we have got our basis of a really nice card coming along. So that can go back onto there, and then we have finished with all of that. So we can put, I mean, the magazine as well, it's got stacks of ideas of using these stamps, and I do like the grungy stamps because I think they're more so yeah, well, not quite that, but yeah. And yeah, this also came with a stencil as well, an indigo blue stencil, which is quite nice. So yeah, you've got plenty of ideas and inspiration using these stamps and the stencil. So so yeah, that is quite nice, the Alice in Wonderland collection. So yeah, so yeah, so that's the magazine, plenty of inspiration in there. Right, okay, so what we need to do now is put some colour down onto the butterfly. What I've done is I've got some water-based markers, bearing in mind we stamped it in VersaFine, which is a waterproof ink pad, so therefore that lends itself to colouring with water-based ink markers. So one of the things I did on this one was actually I'm going to do it the opposite way around, I think. So I'm going to start with the purple just on the tips, on the edge. So I'm reversing. So, and then I'm going to go with the lighter. So, and then I think, what else have I got? What did I do? Yeah, let's go for the light blue. So again, you can choose any colors you want. So I'm just going to go in with the so I'm just going to leave that like that, I think. Just dab it off in case I have got any, and then just go in with a little bit more of this one, and I think I'm going to call it a day on that, and just dab that off, and then we can put these back because we won't be needing these again, so they can all go back, up there, up there. Now what I did do, I used just to give it a bit of I used these. Now these are Spectrum Noir Crafter's Companion metallic pencils, so I just went over, so I got the purple and went over where I did the purple, and naturally you can do that. And just, and I don't know if you can see that, but it does give you a kind of, it's there, but it's not, if you know what I mean. And it's probably because if I did it on the back, so you can see it there. It's just a question of just enjoying the moment, just doing a bit of mindful colouring, and then let's go in with the blue. You know, all the others will lift out, but the one you want. So I've got the blue, so I'm just going to go over. And there you can see it has got a bit of a shimmer to it. So the last thing I'm going to do is Wink of Stella. Don't undo that one. I'm just going to bring this down. And again, all these, especially the Wink of Stella, it doesn't take a long time to dry, but it just brings out it just gives that bit of highlight to the butterfly. because I want the butterfly to be the focal point here. And the nice thing about this particular way of doing things is you've got no bulky layers with foam pads, etc. So it can lay flat and go through the post. So I don't know if you can see that now. There we go. But we've got a nice shiny butterfly. So we could put that, make sure that's perfectly dry. So we could put that to one side. I'll put that in my scrap box. And then we can just prepare our easel card. Now, as I say, I have got my easel blank. So what we're going to do is we're just going to score right between these 2 points. So, and I forgot to bring over my scoreboard, didn't I? Silly boy, sorry about that. I thought I wasn't going to need it again. So it doesn't matter where you put it on the scoreboard, but make sure these 2 points are in direct, and then just right. So put this back because we don't need that anymore. And then we can fold that over, and that will be our easel. And then we can put this on. So the trick is here. Whatever you do, don't put any glue on there whatsoever. You just need it on this bottom part. So what I'm going to do, I think that's enough. So we can, right, so, and just be very, actually I'm going to unfold this. And yeah, just be very, just take your time and line it all up. Give it a good squeeze. You can use wet glue as well if you want. That's absolutely fine. And then you have got the makings or the foundation of your easel card. So there we go. So all we need to do now is attach our topper that we have so painstakingly done, and I'm just deliberately going over the edges here. So and that's the nice thing about using a non-stick pad, is that you can get it all off. So I'm just going to go, let's clean that off, and then make sure you have got this the right way, so which I have. So I'm just going to I'm just eyeballing this. That could be rubbed off. And then you have a nice easel card. Now all you need to do now is put a stopper along the back here. So and that's all you need to do to finish that off, and you've got a nice easel card. So you've done got that one. So I hope you've liked that, and thank you very much for joining me. And if you like what you see, please like and subscribe to my channel. If you could do that, that'd be absolutely brilliant. I'll put the link, if I remember, to my Facebook group. So if you want to join and look out for my Facebook group, then by all means do that. I'll put the link below. And also, if you belong to other groups like on TikTok, Facebook, please copy and paste my YouTube channel into those clubs or things that you belong to. If you could do that, that'd be absolutely brilliant. And thank you for joining me, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.